Hi everyone, welcome if this is your first time here. Welcome back if this is a return trip for you. My name is April and this is the Frugal Planner channel, and it's getting easier to say each time I say it. It was a little rough there in the beginning. Anywho's it, what's it? We're doing meal planning. I had a lot of you really curious about meal planning and what it looks like and how I do it. Reminder that last week was the Dutch door layout. This I really liked. If you haven't seen that video yet, feel free to go back and watch that one as well. Just some different ideas for meal planning. I think for us, the cost of food has gone up so much that being frugal with our money and, trying to think of ways to save. We're a family of two. It's just my husband and I. We eat mostly vegetarian. Sometimes we'll throw in fish, sometimes we'll throw in beef, but for the most part, we are vegetarian. So as I go through my pantry and my fridge and freezer, I try to pull items out that I already have that I can build a meal around. And I will tell you, one of the easiest and most frugal things you can purchase is dried beans and rice and pasta too. Although pasta is really easy to make, you can totally just do store-bought. It's fine. So on Monday, I want to put in here a really easy recipe for you guys. It is a pasta, and you can use any pasta shell you have on hand. You can do spaghetti, linguine, fettuccine, you can do bow tie, you can do rigatoni, you can do spiral. Sky's the limit. So we're going to do, it's a sun-dried tomato pasta. And all you're going to need is a container of sun-dried tomatoes, unless you make them yourself, which is also not too difficult. It's time consuming, but you can do it in the air dryer. Yeah, no, thinking of laundry. Air fryer. So we're going to do 12 ounces of sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to do 2 yellow onions. You can either do, one hot, one mild. I do sweet onions. And then you're going to do 1 whole bulb of garlic. You're going to dice up the onions like you would for slice them up. So you cut the onion in half and then bop. Yeah, dun. And then you're going to throw them into a baking dish and throw all of the sun-dried tomatoes and the oil that they came in. Jake, what is that movie? And that something you came in. I don't know. Here we are. You take the sun-dried tomatoes, put them in a pan, put the sweet onions in a pan, and those are the only 2 ingredients. You don't add salt, you don't add pepper, you don't add anything. Just boom and boom. And then you take the garlic and you cut the top off where the point is and just cut it so that your garlic bulbs are showing, and then put that in aluminum foil. Drizzle a little bit of olive oil, cooking oil, whatever oil you have, just a little bit, just drizzle. Close it up, put it in the oven. You're going to bake all of this at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes until your onions get caramelized, and then take everything out of the oven. Squeeze your garlic once it gets cool enough to touch into this mixture, and you can either throw it into a blender and blend it up, or you can use emulsifier, whatever you have on hand. You don't even have to do that. If you don't, just cut things really fine. You're going to prepare your pasta, and this is your sauce. Save a little pasta water so you can thin down the sauce a little bit, and oh my gosh, that's all you need. It is a very affordable and filling meal, and it's always really good the second day. Okay, so that is one meal. It will make leftovers, especially for us. We won't eat all of the box of pasta, but I'll prepare the entire box of pasta, so it'll definitely be either leftovers or lunch the next couple of days. I have leftovers marked on Wednesday, which is kind of midweek, and usually the day I get home from work and I'm just exhausted and I don't want to think of anything to cook, or I don't want to cook. Another thing that's really easy and pretty quick to make, it's a crock pot meal. Porcupine balls. porcupine meatballs. And these are over on my Pinterest page. I will mark them down below so that you have them. It's just ground beef or ground turkey. It's ground meat. You can also use the Impossible Burger that comes in like that looks like hamburger. They're really, really good. Really good. And then all you add to this is per 1 pound of ground meat, you add 1 cup of uncooked rice. And it doesn't matter what kind of rice. Wild rice, jasmine rice, minute rice, it doesn't matter. And then you're going to put these 2 ingredients together. Mix them together. You can add an egg if you want. It is optional. If you don't have an egg, you do not have to add it to the recipe. Then after you get these 2 ingredients, possibly 3, mixed together, roll them into balls like you would for meatballs. And then you're going to drop everything, all your meatballs, into your crock pot. And then you're going to put 1 can of tomato soup. Whoops. If I knew how to spell, and 2 cans of water. So double the water because we want that rice to cook. You're going to set that on low or medium, let it go 4 hours, and you can serve this either over mashed potatoes, or you can just serve a side of veggies, like a double side of veggies, and not do any other starch because you do have the rice and the meatballs. They're super filling. They are super good. And that sauce that it makes in the crock pot is so tasty. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So those are really 2 good, very good. 2 of our favorites. And they're completely different. Like their taste profile is completely different. The other one, our garden is producing jalapenos like crazy. So I did a blackberry, because we also have blackberries. So I made blackberry jam a couple weekends ago. So I did blackberry cheddar. Is cheddar E-R or A-R? Now that I say that, I'm just going to do cheddar, A-H, cheddar. Bacon. And jalapenos. All you have to do for this is cut your jalapenos, decide how spicy you want your sandwich, make your bacon, and then on your bread, you put the jam on one side, and then put your cheese, and then put your cooked bacon, and then your jalapenos, some more cheese if you want cheese. And I made the bacon on my flat griddle, and then instead of buttering or putting anything on my bread, I just used the bacon grease as my oil, browned them up, melted the cheese on those sandwiches. They were amazing. This isn't something that you could make ahead of time. I think the bread would get soggy. So it's just one of those, you probably won't have any leftovers, but super, super good. And then all I'm doing here is when I'm looking at this, I can see really quick what ingredients I'm going to need. I'm not putting any seasonings or spices on here. I really just season and spice with love. I don't really go by a recipe, so to say. So yeah, you won't see a lot of that. I do spice it up. I just don't put it on my meal planning. So on Friday, it's going to be pretty low key. I don't want anything too outrageous. And I'm prepping on Wednesday because it's leftover night for salad bar drawer. We have a drawer it's like a crisper drawer in our fridge. And I will just cut up a bunch of stuff. Pre-washed, pre-cut lettuce, spinach, maybe some arugula if I can find it at a good price at the grocery store. And then I will do soaked black beans, maybe some kidney beans, maybe some northern beans. Add, that extra oomph of protein. I might pick up some edamame if it's on a good price, because my garden this year, I didn't plant a lot because I didn't think it would grow, and it did grow really well. So next year I'm going to be planting more of that. And just maybe some carrots, beets, maybe some pickles that I've made myself. Ooh, maybe some of my dill asparagus, my pickled asparagus or my pickled green beans. Those would be good in the salad bar too. That way, when you go open up the drawer, everything's in there. It's just in like plastic containers or glass containers, depending on what I can find. And that is a super, super easy, like 2-3 days worth of food. So I'm going to put that for Friday and for Saturday. So that takes care of 2 days. And then, dun, 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 pull out the market list. We talked about this envelope last week, and I was telling you that I really would find it very interesting 6 months down the road from now, or even a year from now, to go back and pull out my market list and then see what I purchased and see the cost of food, because I know it's not going to be going down. I know it's not going to be going down anytime soon. So it would be interesting to see what has increased and how, and by how much. So here's our market list, and a lot of these things I already have, but I do need sun-dried tomatoes. And I may try to make these in our air fryer. I've never made them, but I watched a YouTube video, so I feel like I'm a professional now. Just kidding. That was dry sarcasm. Like, I didn't even get any voice inflection on that one. I was serious. I wasn't. I've never made them. I just stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night. Do you guys remember those commercials? I have garlic always on hand. I've got sweet onions from our garden. We planted 150 Walla Walla onions. Oh my gosh. We're going to eat every single one of those, guarantee you. I have ground meat. I have tomato soup. I have rice. I have egg. I have blackberry cheddar bacon. I have all of that. I make our own bread. If you're ever interested in my 4-ingredient bread, let me know. It is so easy. It is fail proof. I mean, like, I haven't had a loaf not turn out. I know, right? And then for the salad bar, I know I do need some lettuce. And I want to get some spinach. And I'm going to get shredded carrots because I do not want to shred my own carrots. And I know they're more expensive. And I know that's probably not the most frugal thing to do, but to save me a little bit of time in the kitchen, it's worth it to me to pay a little bit more for something that's prepped that I don't necessarily have to prep. And then let's do, I know I'm out of olives, so I'm going to put 2 here, and that'll restock the pantry. So this is my grocery list for the week for dinners. Lunches and breakfasts are pretty much right now overnight oatmeals because we're coming into fall. Oh, I need milk for overnight oatmeals. Good thing I thought about that. Yeah, so overnight oatmeals, I'll do like egg bites with extra stuff that I have left over at the end of the week from the salad bar drawer. Like if I've got extra peppers or onions, all of that I've got from the garden, I will, put together into egg bites, and then that'll be next week's breakfast. Lunches are usually leftovers, so that's pretty easy too. I can't make a meal for 2, but I can make a meal for 100. So we always have leftovers, always have leftovers. So I'm going to tuck this back in here. If I think of anything else, I will definitely add to it. But so far, that is my market list for the week. I'm going to tuck it back in here. It's portable, so when I do go to the market, I have got everything I need on this little slip. And then when I get back, I'll put it back in there, and then I'll put my receipt in there, and we'll look back in 6 months or a year and see where we are. I hope you enjoyed this. I really do. I hope you have the most amazing weekend. Thank you for being patient. I know this video went up a day later. Yeah, I was canning yesterday, so I was having the time of my life canning. I love you. I hope you have the best day. And let me know in the comments if you want me to add a second day of filming each week where you get to see my meal plan. And you also get to see a spiral notebook layout. Like this wouldn't be the one video. You would get 2 videos, not 4, 2, just 2. Yeah, let me know down in the comments. I love you. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.